All right, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me on this Monday, January 5th, 2026. So right now we're looking at Iwo Jima. Specifically, we're looking at the Copernicus browser. So we're going to June 20th of 2022. Look how much open water there is right here. Let's go all the way to the present, right? And this is all from volcanic uplift. And your ghost ships are down here. Those are your ghost ships. That's Kama Rock. And if you look at World War II images, there's even a high resolution map available right here. So Kama Rock, well off the coast. Look at this. Look at all this. And Kangoku Rock, this is actually the caldera boundary right here. Kangoku Rock, it was two separate islands. Hanera Rock, the land has reached here. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, this island has exploded. I mean, this is now all of this is now all the way over here. I mean, this is now touching the mainland or the main part of the island. Motoyama is the peak, is the resurgent dome. I mean, where the Marines landed is now over 60 feet above sea level. Just think about that. So this is Kama Rock. Yeah. You literally had one, two, three, four, five, six of these points, right? So think about it. 6 points, right? You had 6 points. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, even a little more than six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so about, let's say 5, okay? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's essentially 1,000 yards of 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 the island expanding itself. This part of the island hasn't really expanded by much. Most of the expansion was where Hiraiwa Bay was. Hiraiwa Bay does not exist anymore. There is no Hiraiwa Bay. Hiraiwa Bay is now like 70 feet, about 50, 60 feet above sea level. Hiraiwa Bay does not exist anymore. All of this from about here to about here is all land. I mean, look how far this was. Hiraiwa Bay is here, right? So Hiraiwa Bay would have been. This is where Hiraiwa Bay would have been. Here. It's all land now. So again, let's fast forward to 2025. Click December. Boom. Expanded even more. Yeah. Think about that. The coastline of Iwo Jima is about to touch Kangoku Rock, which at the time was. Think about that. Let's go east. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points east. Think about that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Or 0. Let's go from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you're looking at about 2,500 yards. So 1 yard. So yeah, that is a lot of uplift. That is a lot of land rise. I mean, this is pretty much, this is how much the land has risen. This was the coastline in 1945. Kitano Point. That existed still. But see how the coastline kind of went like that? You see how this is all land now. See how it went, how it sharply veered in? Yeah. There's no sharp veering in because this was already. You know, if you can look closely, you can see how there's a big cliff here. That's erosion. That's from ocean erosion. That's ocean erosion. That's from beach erosion. You can see how much the land has expanded in just a few years. Yeah, this island is going to have a massive eruption. And I believe that this eruption is going to be something that will make Krakatoa look like child's play when this thing finally goes off. It may not go off for another 10 years or so, but when it goes off, it will be massive. This island is building itself up for a massive caldera forming eruption. And if you look closely, there's actually a boat here. Yeah. There is a boat here traveling, I believe, towards Suribachi. It's probably a tour boat. It's a pretty small boat. I would say probably it's too small to be army. Could be. It could also be a sightseeing boat. But considering the volcanic activity the island's having right now, I would not advise. This island is a ticking time bomb. You know what's most ironic is that the president of Venezuela was taken on an aircraft carrier named for this island, the USS Iwo Jima. Yeah, the namesake of this island of the aircraft carrier that's the namesake of this island. I mean the this island, which a ship has been named after, soon will not exist, or it will look radically different, like a very small, much smaller than what it looks like right now. I mean, if at the very least, you're looking at a caldera at a Krakatoa type eruption, Krakatoa sized. If you're looking at a Krakatoa sized eruption, say let's say it does not do a full eruption. Let's say it's low NVI6. You'll probably have a massive crater in the middle of the island, possibly infilled by seawater or fresh water. But you'll be looking at a several kilometer wide caldera, so probably might take down a good portion of Motoyama. I mean, just a few years ago, this did not exist. In fact, I'm going to go to Google Earth. So we're going to go to Google Earth right now. There we go. Let's go to 2006. There. That's what Iwo Jima looked like in 2006. It looked completely different. And you see that? You see how that it turned inward? See, even then there was some major erosion right about here. And now, boom. All of a sudden, just massive uplift. Massive, massive surge of uplift. Roca del Hacha. Park. I mean, look at this. It's just incredible amount of uplift. Saddle Rock. Wow. I mean, look at this amount of uplift in just a few years. 2024. I mean, all of this is hydrothermal alteration. You see, there's some greenery here. 2024, none. There's no more greenery. I believe that this could be the island getting ready for a caldera forming eruption. See, Nogokiriwa, and now all the greenery is disappearing. This could be the site of a new eruption, I believe. I believe the next eruption will be somewhere over here.
Is your video on? Can you turn on the printer? Just click the button.
It's gonna make it.
Is it on though?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah. So yeah. You're looking at a very, very dangerous situation unfolding at Iwo Jima. You can actually see all these all these hydrothermal alterations here. Did not exist before. I mean, let's look up to 2018. Look at all this greenery here, right? Still there, still green. But where it says park, you see how green it? Look at all this green area right here. And now it's gone. This area is going to have a massive eruption. This is the area I would be most concerned about. All of this is hydrothermal alteration. And this area was hydrothermally altered. Who knew that this would be the site of a massive eruption, of a massive magmatic eruption? And this area is part of the Asodai Fault. See, there's actually stuff coming out of the Asodai crater. Yep. You can actually see the cracks at the surface. I mean, look at this massive crack here. Just wow. And see, there's a massive crack. Essentially, it runs from here, and I could trace it down, and it continues. Look at this. The same crack continues. Yeah, it looks like. Yeah. So a very, very dangerous situation. And even here, there's a crack right here. Look at this. And even more recently. Not much change. So this was the coastline in 2011. 2024, look how much it expanded. Just incredible. In fact, it was even a little subsidence, and then now look, 2005. Just wow. So this is the coastline in 2005. In 2024, didn't expand by much, but it definitely expanded. So again, so right here, this was all water. This was all water in 2004. Now, there's a bike path here. Keep in mind, there's a bike path here in 2009, 2011. Still water. 13 years, boom, there's a path here. You can actually see this is not a fault line. This is actually a man-made event, man-made 2006 water, and then boom, grass. You can actually see the grass is trying to expand. You could actually see their weeds like trying to expand. They're trying to set up colonies. It's moss and grass. So yeah, very dangerous island. And these are corals, by the way. These are corals. These are all corals that you're looking at. It is actually the most dangerous volcano on the planet. Because it's the most imminent it's going to erupt. So right now I'm going to go to GPS. This is why it's the most dangerous volcano on the planet. Right now we're going to be looking at teleseismic data, or basically GPS data. This is the island right here in question, Iwo Jima. Look how much water they're saying there's supposed to be right here. And yet, almost completely infilled with land now. See how it says here, park? 2005. This was essentially the beach. And now, all of this is land. If you want to look even more recently, there is now a road here. A road. And just northeast of Kama Rock. This is looking about here. There's a road here. 2005. this was all water. This was all water. Yeah, all of this was water. And now they're building a road here. And even more of this area is now connected, almost connected. So let's look at GPS data. So since 2016, you had about over 10 meters of uplift. Right here, about 2015. So in the last 10 years, you've had about 10 meters of uplift. And even more recently, right about here, you had a very rapid pulse of uplift. In fact, I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. This is a very, very dangerous volcano. So Heather, this volcano is known as a resurgent dome. Basically, here's the map of it, right here. What you are looking at right here, this outline, is the caldera boundary. And there were two eruptions. There are two vents on the island that have been erupting. The one here, known as Iwo Jima, and the new one here that just recently erupted. Both of these vents are located along the ring fault. So I suggest that you go to volcanocafe.org and write crisis on Ioto. So, not right now, but after this live stream is over. So, why is this volcano so dangerous? Is because it is an imminent caldera. It may produce one of the biggest eruptions in recorded history when it finally goes off. And I mean bigger than Krakatoa, bigger than Hunga Tonga, and bigger than the 1815 eruption that caused a year without a summer. Bigger than all of those. This has potential to become a super volcanic, well, not a super volcano, but close to that territory. But not right now, and a not too distant future. Most likely within our lifetimes. We're talking about, it almost did it this year. It had a chance of doing it this year. It could happen next year. It could happen this year. But all we know is that it's going to happen before 2050. Sooner rather than later. So now I'm going to be showing you new data that just came in for, I believe, November. Japanese to English. Or actually, English to Japanese. There we go, November. So right now what you're looking at is data for the month of November. Here's what happened. You had a magma intrusion. You had a very sudden burst of uplift, and then you had subsidence after the eruption, after the crisis, and now uplift is resuming. Slow uplift has resumed, like it was before. But this slow uplift, quote unquote slow, so this is September, October, November. We went about 5 centimeters of uplift in about a month. So about, I would say 2 or 3 centimeters in about a month. So you're looking at about 3 centimeters a month. So up to about the crisis, you had about several centimeters a month of uplift. Definitely faster than Campiflagre. If this is about 10 centimeters, you've had about, let's see, about 5 in a month. 5 times 12, that's about 60 centimeters a year. That's about half a meter. Half a meter a year of uplift, which is very scary and very unprecedented. Campiflagre is only having 20 centimeters a year. This is 60, about 3 times as fast, 3 to 4 times as fast as Campiflagre. So there should be an update for December, which should be coming out in the next couple of days. I'm also going to show you Campiflagre, but that's no. Whoa! Oh, wow. Wow. That is a massive swarm. I was not expecting that at all. Holy moly. Let's see how big the teleseismic signal is. Okay, it's definitely noticeable. That is a mid-magnitude 3 right there. I'm going to check how big it is on the website. Uh, So those two earthquakes, that swarm that we just had, um, it looks to be, I would say, a magnitude 3. Yeah, 3.1 and a 2.9. That is definitely a pretty big swarm. There's even a little bit of a teleseismic, very small one, but there is. Mm. Yeah, but it is showing up on Vesuvius. That is a big swarm. Holy moly. Yeah, that's a big swarm. Ooh, wow. I was not expecting that. Yeah, people definitely waking up in the middle of the night for this. Some people are thinking it's hydrothermal from Solfatara. That is that is very impressive. All right. As we were going, so we have some concerns with Campiflagre. The uplift rate is not as fast. Yeah. So yeah, let's see. Was there any precursor? Oh yeah, there was that precursor earlier today. You know, it's so funny. There were very few quake. I'm not sure. Are these teleseismic? All right.
Why are you doing this? I'm gonna let it happen. But we should be going continue straight on the highway there. It's not getting off. It's just gonna continue and get back on the highway. It is. Why did it do that? Oh, is it skipping? Nice, because there's construction right there, and there's a slowdown, and it's skipping all of that. Look at that. That's awesome. Wow. Good for you, car. Nebuchadnezzar saving me 10, 15 minutes. Nice job. Jeez. Wow, that would have been horrible. That was insane. I do need to get out of this lane. So it's going to have to find a spot to get in there. There you go. Take this spot. Nice work. That was super.
Okay. So we're gonna have to go to 04. Hmm. Oh, would you look at that? We had a little tiny quake there. Uh-huh. Yep. There we go. Little one right there. And all right, looks like it's coming back down. All right. So this volcano is very dangerous. So yeah, we just had a pretty significant earthquake swarm at Campi Flegrei. The year started with pretty strong earthquakes. I'm just gonna take a pause for just a moment to check my temperature. It's pretty good. Yeah. Normally, body temperature is supposed to be a little higher around this time because of the circadian rhythm. If the magma is sourced from the magma chamber, then anyway, all right, I'm gonna be going to bed now. All right, thank you all for watching, and good night, everybody.